Welcome to Muckross Traditional Farms. You're seeing the way Ireland was farmed and the agricultural aspect of it in probably the 1800s or so, and the buildings around here today. These guys, border collies. Okay, hundreds of years ago the farmers of Ireland were using them to gather the sheep from the mountains you see around us. People use them all over the world for herding sheep, cattle, cows. They'll even herd your ducks if you wanted, or chickens. But today you're going to see Jingo herding sheep, and he's 4 years old. My name is Tom, by the way, Tom O'Sullivan. And hopefully by the end of the experience, you'll get to appreciate why they're such an important animal to us. Lots of machinery has changed our life, farming-wise, over the years, made life easier for us, but we still rely heavily on these dogs to gather the wild Scottish blackface sheep off the hills you see around Ireland. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so there's 5 sheep down here. Not a huge bunch of sheep. We have commands, and we're going to use Jingo to move the sheep around the field and just show you the control he has over them if he's fully trained. So if he moves to the left today, I'll say come by. When I want him to move to the right, I say away. When I want him to stop, I say lie down or stand. Why do we need him to stop? Because sometimes he can be moving very quickly, and the quicker he moves, the quicker the sheep move. I hope that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. You see, every dog we have in the world is related to what?
A wolf.
A wolf. Whether we like it or not, the smallest, the largest, they're all related to the wolf. So there's a bit of instinct in the border collie where it's showing that stare, that focus, and that's why the sheep move away from him so effectively. So the calmer we move him, the calmer our sheep are. Okay, you see what I mean? I usually say that line about the wolf a bit later, but I don't want to alarm you at the start of the demonstration. Whistles, very, very important, because sometimes the dog can be working up to a mile away from us on the mountain and he's not going to hear my voice. So we use a whistle command. So the left, the right, the stop. And if I want him to get closer to the sheep and move them on a little bit. Okay, so I hope all that makes sense. We're going to get started.
What do you want now?
I think he's sick of me talking, I think.
He's listening to all your commands.
Take photos, guys. Record the experience. You're more than welcome. And we'll get started. I'm going to send them off out to the right-hand side, okay?
He's going. Oh my gosh.
Come by. Dan. He's always focused on the sheep, as you can see, because the sheep look fairly relaxed. But if I start moving towards them now, if I make any sudden movements, they are a very, very apprehensive animal. They've been out. These are female Scottish blackface. They were baby lambs this time last year, so they're just about 1 year old. And they spent most of the summertime out in the hills, so they've got a bit of a wild characteristic to them. Okay, wait. See a sudden movement, and they'll try and get away from me. Wait, steady. Come by. And we can use those commands, come by, to guide the sheep around the field, and we have some obstacles put up here today. Stand, lie down, lie. score goal with the sheep as well. If we... Ready, come by. So you can imagine when we're out gathering the sheep, we have to do it maybe 7 or 8 times a year. We could be looking at hundreds of sheep, and Jingo can control up to maybe 200-300 sheep at a time. So they're very, very helpful animals. These sheep, guys, Scottish Blackface, came to Ireland about the 1700s. Very popular in our hills because they're the tougher breed of sheep we have in Ireland, and they'll survive on the rough terrain in the mountains compared to other sheep. And they've got horns on their heads. Male and female have those horns on their heads. Any ideas why we love painting them different colours? Mine are red.
To differentiate from different flocks.
To differentiate from different flocks, exactly. Up in the mountains, you see there's areas where there can be lots of different flocks mixing up together. We call that common area on the hills, and we go there. And Jingo's trained very well. He's a very smart dog. They say the Border Collies are one of the smartest. I could be looking for 200 sheep though, he can't count. Okay? And we send him out around the sheep in the common area, and sometimes he brings whatever he sees, so that could be 300 or 400 sheep. Way more than I was looking for. So I need to separate them. And I'll use the colours. So mine are red in the head. Neighbours could be green, blue, maybe on different parts of the body, purple, orange. They're the kind of colours we use. But we can use Jingo to help us separate those sheep after he's spending so much time gathering them. Maybe we only want to take home our red sheep, so we can use them to separate them. I'm going to show you now how we separate them. So there's 5 sheep, and the sheep always have a flock instinct to flock together. But if you can get the colours you don't want, or the sheep that you don't want in the flock to start escaping, the dog can help you let them go and keep the rest. Okay, so we'll try and get 2 away from the 5. Does that make sense? Okay. Wait.
Oh, yeah.
Not very cooperative, that lady, is she?
Most ladies aren't.
Jingo's
It's a good
watching
thing.
these 2 sheep. If one of them was unwell, or if one of them needed urgent attention, maybe this time of the year is lambing season, so we're going out, checking the sheep. If they need urgent attention, we need to catch them. This is exactly how we go about getting sheep that maybe need urgent attention away from the rest and bring them back to the farmyard. Now, our 3 sheep behind us. Sometimes we let sheep behind on the hills, and it's no fault of mine or the dogs. We need a command to get the dog to go back and get them. So he's watching these 2 here. I think we can all agree that.
Yeah.
So with one command now, he's going to change focus, and he's going to, it's a self-explanatory command, okay? Turn around, wait, stand, come back, stand. You can see we can use the dog to leave the sheep he's working and go back and get them. As soon as he turned around there, you saw that one trying to run away, which almost like a clash between the two of them. Come by. Stand. Eddie now. Now we're going to finish Jingo's work, guys. We're going to try and get these sheep into this pen here. Up. And stand. Come. Stand. Stand. Up. Stand. Stand. Now. That'll do.
Good job, Jingo.
There's a good saying in Ireland that a good dog is worth up to 10 people on your farm. Jingo. If I leave the sheep back out, will I get 10 of you to run off around the field there and see if you can do the same as Jingo? No?
Yeah, no.
They're very loyal dogs, the Border Collies. They have a tremendous herding ability. There are other working dogs in the world like Kelpies, Australian Blue Heelers, Australian Shepherds, but the Border Collie is probably the most popular in Ireland. Okay. Takes about 2 years to train them up to this kind of standard. Lots of patience, lots of time, lots of practice. A young puppy can show interest 7 or 8 weeks old, 10 weeks old, but we'll park the interest until they're about 7 or 8 months old, and then we'll start training. The dog runs around the sheep and has a natural instinct to work, and as it moves in a direction, I give the command I want for that direction, or the word that I'm going to associate with that movement. So away to the right, come by to the left, stop if it stops, and we keep doing that for 10-15 minutes a day, every day, and gradually expand the dog's knowledge and experience until we have a dog trained like Jingo. Okay, he'll work until he's about 12 years old or so now, hopefully. So he's got a long life ahead of him yet. He's just 3.5 years old. So he's quite a special dog in our house. Tess over there is a very good dog as well. She's 9. She's going to be 10 in November. You guys have a bit of a passion for music. Obviously, you're competing in the St. Patrick's Day parade with the bands. You might have gathered I have a bit of a passion for training the dogs. So we walk them on the farm, but we also compete with them. So that dog over there, Tess, best dog I've trained since I was about 12 years old. She's an international champion at sheepdog herding, so she's quite a special lady in our house. She's just, maybe we're toning down her workload now because she's getting older, but still well capable of doing a day's work for us. Okay, have we any questions? Anyone want to ask any questions? Bombard me with questions. I'm more than happy to try answer them. Yes.
How does the competition work?
Competition work something similar to what you've seen here. We put up some obstacles, 5 or 6 sheep is usually what we'd use. Different sheep for each person, so you need a large flock, and you're guiding them in straight lines towards you, in straight lines away from you, trying to negotiate the sheep towards those obstacles. You separate them like I did there, and then you finish by putting them in the pen. So some days you can get a very lively sheep. The weather can be against you, the dog might be on form, you might be on form, so there's a lot of things that need to come into place to win a championship. Okay. I see a hand here. Yeah.
How many dogs will you work with at a time?
Generally for me, 1, maybe 2 sometimes. If you want to work 2 together, you need them on separate commands, in my opinion. Otherwise it can look a bit chaotic, because the 2 dogs, if you say away and they're both trained to the same command, they'll run in the same direction. So you want them to share the workload with 2 dogs. So I've about 200 sheep, so 1 dog can control those. But what I do have is 7 or 8 dogs. Okay, 8 dogs at the moment actually. We just got a puppy last week. So we've 4 fully trained, some partly trained, and then some young ones coming along. The dog gets tired after about 40-45 minutes, so if you're doing a long day's work on the farm, give it a rest and give the next dog a turn. So, but if you want to work those 2 dogs together, maybe come by for one dog's left, maybe go left for the other dog's left. So you have to change the commands. Okay. Any more questions? No? All okay? Yeah. So I hope you all enjoyed that, guys. Thanks for getting up early this morning, coming out to see us, and enjoy the rest of your time around Ireland. There's some baby animals over there. Kind of the nursery, I think, over there. You've got a baby calf, baby kids, baby lambs. So take some photos, and I hope you all enjoyed that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.